Where are you at sort of personally on AI existential risk? How,
Just so you understand my commitment. My commitment
please.
on behalf of 170,000 SAG-AFTRA members is to protect, manage, and monetize all of them at the dawn of artificial intelligence. I've been reading Kurzweil ever since around 2000 with the understanding that there's a heaven scenario and there's a hell scenario. And what we should have embedded 20 years ago is ethics before AI. Now we have AI before ethics. We are on strike because now if you work for Interactive, you'll never work again because they're going to have your data. So we may have a long road to go with this, but as far as it affects labor, you must have informed consent, and we must establish what's called digital provenance. And digital provenance means like anything that's set up before you shoot is burned into your data, such that if your likeness, voice, performance capture, biometric data is used, it's branded so a reader can read it and say, "Oh, this was John's podcast, and this was done on this date, and it was shot at these GPS coordinates, and these are the producers." And if it gets used for anything else, something checks and says, send a red flag. So that's what I'm working on.
What is the vibe out there in LA in the acting community about AI, certainly as it pertains to what you're dealing with it, but then also to the sort of bigger questions of like, let's not all die?
Yeah, I would say this. We are in a unique position as performers, all of us, because digital identity is our only source of income. If you take a carpenter's voice, they can still build. You take a lawyer's voice, they can still write a contract. You take a voiceover's voice, and they'll never act again. So what I'm saying is, I'm doing this for the 22-year-old woman with a voice like Whitney or Janice, who shouldn't have some Hollywood deal take her voice away from her for $50,000. Because one day I want to buy front row seats, and I hope she's called by one name because she's that good. She deserves to have a career. So just know, out in the real world, and I call it the real world because it's way bigger than our humble union. If your doctor calls you to double up on your medication, but it's not your doctor. If you call to pick your kids up at school and the school releases them, but it's not you, we have a serious problem. I really want 320 million Americans to be able to look someone in the eye and say, my digital identity is mine, I demand consent, and I demand to find out what to do with it. That's what I want. And so in that different future, if we could just make sure that the robots don't kill us, don't tell me that's not impossible. Say, you are not allowed to have a company if your robots can kill us.